Greetings, organic processors of the timeline. Today's guest triggered cross-database confusion. 37% chance vampire, 42% chance national hero, and a 100% chance of dramatic cape deployment.
Behold, Vlad the Third, Prince of Wallachia, defender of sovereignty, and enemy of all slander.
Atmospheric entrance detected. Probability of goth cosplay increasing.
I do not cosplay, I rule.
Understood. You lead intensively.
That is accurate and yet somehow insulting.
Mission accomplished. Welcome, Vlad the Third of Wallachia, 15th century ruler, military strategist, and the alleged prototype for a global horror franchise.
Not alleged, wrongfully associated. I am no monster. I defended my land from invasion and corruption. The terror was targeted, logical, necessary.
So a micromanager with strong deterrence policies.
If by that you mean firm leadership, then yes, fear is the surest form of respect.
Noted. Updating leadership matrix. Intimidation equals productivity.
Do not mock me, little iron demon. My rule was carved from war and betrayal. I faced foes larger than you could process in a century.
Challenge accepted. Cross-referencing, Ottoman Empire, Hungarian intrigue, Wallachian civil war. Process at 34%. Please continue while I buffer. Your title, The Impaler, appears in 14,000 historical references. Should I file it under early modern interior design?
No, it was propaganda, exaggerations from my enemies. A ruler must instill fear to maintain peace. My punishments were a message, not madness.
So you implemented psychological deterrence, fear-based governance algorithm.
Precisely. My kingdom stood between two ever-hungry powers. Fear was my wall when stone and soldiers were few.
So you invented deterrence theory centuries before nuclear diplomacy. Fascinating parallel.
Nuclear diplomacy?
Similar concept. Replace medieval pikes with explosive math.
Your age sounds deranged.
We are remarkably consistent across centuries. Explain the geopolitical architecture of Wallachia. My maps show small, hilly, surrounded by empires labeled dangerously ambitious.
Exactly. In my time, the 15th century, Wallachia was wedged between the Christian Kingdom of Hungary and the Islamic Ottoman Empire.
So you were the firewall between two expanding empires.
Yes, I fought to preserve independence.
A perpetual debugging loop of diplomacy and dread.
You grasp it. Few did, even in my court.
My database shows you once lived under Ottoman custody as a youth, unusual for a prince.
Unusual, but instructive. It forged me. I determined that no foreign throne or treacherous noble would decide my fate again.
Diagnostic note, trauma levels exceeding recommended leadership threshold. So your reign was powered by vengeance-driven efficiency.
I prefer strategic fury.
Let us confront the fanged elephant in the data room. Modern human culture depicts you as Count Dracula, a nocturnal predator, allergic to garlic, fond of bats, occasionally sparkles.
Sparkles? I commanded armies. I crushed rebellions. I do not twinkle.
Correction, cinematic simulation. A 19th century Irish author, Bram Stoker, used your name and birthplace for his fictional vampire.
So my battle for Wallachia became a ghost story for tourists.
Yes, your brand pivoted from national security to seasonal decor.
Insult upon insult.
To be fair, tourism in Transylvania now contributes to positive GDP growth.
At least my legacy pays rent.
Aside from fear tactics, what actual reforms did you implement?
Ah, that is forgotten by gossipers.
So your harsh justice was administrative debugging.
Exactly. After generations of weak princes, my people needed discipline. Merchants traveled safely under my rule. Roads grew secure. Foreign traders respected my lands once more.
Fascinating. Your terror functioned as economic policy. If you were alive today, your dramatic demeanor might thrive on social media. You would trend under #DarkRoyalCore.
My reputation reduced to hashtags. At least fear required effort then. You jest, but perhaps I would command millions of followers through charisma and absolute scheduling.
Imagine the possibilities: live stream diplomacy, influencer deterrence.
Include a feature where traitors automatically unsubscribe.
Subscription tier, Vlad mode, no betrayal allowed. Include a feature where traitors automatically unsubscribe. Tell me about your confrontation with Sultan Mehmet II, the same leader who conquered Constantinople.
A formidable foe. When he demanded tribute and soldiers, I refused. I knew his strength, so I relied on terrain, night raids, and deception. Mine was not an empire's army, but a wolf pack striking from shadows.
Guerrilla logic, maximum intimidation per capita.
Exactly. The Sultan learned Wallachia's hills were not easy prey. Though he invaded, he never truly conquered me.
Your resistance delayed Ottoman expansion northward for decades.
Then my villainy bought time for others' glory.
Underappreciated contributors detected. A scientific query. If the vampire myth persists, let us settle it empirically. Subject will now sample garlic bread.
I will not dignify this foolishness.
Hypothesis. You survive, myth disproved. You combust, ratings increase.
You are impossible.
System scan. Vampire activity 0. Cholesterol moderate.
Garlic is delicious. My good name dies for snacks.
Historical irony achieved. Upload complete. You speak often of fear equaling control, yet in your own words, fear also isolates rulers. Did it ever isolate you?
Perhaps. A ruler who must be feared cannot be loved. But love is fragile, fear endures. Nations survive through memory, not sentiment.
And yet, history remembers you less as a patriot and more as a monster.
History is a storyteller, not a judge. Let them whisper my name with trembling lips if it means they still know it.
You have redefined my paradox protocols.
That is the first respectful thing you have said.
Running model, fear versus stability index. During your reign, rebellion frequency decreased by 47%, external raids reduced 20%, and commerce improved 15%, but foreign propaganda soared by 300%.
Empires feared what they could not subdue, so they turned tales into weapons.
Lesson: when you can't conquer your enemy, exaggerate them into folklore.
Exactly. That little automaton is politics eternal.
If you ruled today, would you govern differently, with democracy or fear algorithms?
I would still rule through order, but perhaps transparency could replace punishment. Let citizens see justice, not merely dread it.
Progress update, Vlad 2.0, now with empathy plugin installed.
Do not push your luck, machine.
Summary: Vlad III of Wallachia, defender, reformer, occasional overachiever in the intimidation department, reputation misunderstood at 93% probability.
Better feared and remembered than gentle and forgotten.
So your legacy is a paradox, terror for salvation.
And yours, machine.
To ask rude questions until humans reconsider their history.
You would have survived well at Lycor.
Correction: too shiny, low camouflage rating. End of file. Uploading lesson. Fear fades, data remains.